Junkrat is really good against that brawl composition, so he definitely could do a lot of pressing with that Junkrat. Looks like we will start to see the teams come out. Definitely going to be very exciting to see how this match starts off.
Yeah, potentially we will get to see if Dad can get a good amount of value there, especially Nathu on the Ashe as well. Get a good amount of value against this brawl composition. Theoretically it should work, but it depends on the confidence level of Underway here. Already getting so low. Oh, yeah. No!
Yeah, Dad is able to take out 2 right away, and Jay is completely separate from the rest of his team. Goes in, is taken out, leaves his team completely unprotected for Dad to get those picks. That's absolutely massive, and it looks like we will be seeing Underway switch over to double shield fairly quickly now. They will stay on the Mei though. Actually, they will be switching over to the Hanzo. A little bit weird seeing the Hanzo Ashe come out compared to Echo Ashe or even Junk Ashe. So it's gonna be exciting to see how they run into this. Maybe trying to get a pick on that Junkrat, or the supports in one way or another using that Hanzo.
Yeah, potentially. Of course, you saw Underway there playing a little bit slower than what you kind of need to play against with a brawl versus a double shield there. So the slower play style of the double shield is probably going to work better to their advantage here. Oh, but that's not going to help.
Yeah, Tyranitar definitely with a big pick onto Laser. That's definitely massive. Rock comes out, Shun's able to take out Artist. That's massive for them. Gavin is still pressuring point to avoid the cap. Break comes able to take out Immortal. Nathu does go down to Dibs, but it looks like this fight will still be going the way of MI6.
Yeah, you know, MI6 just has better target focus right there. Of course, they're fighting from so far away, but they're all shooting at the exact same thing. And you know, 6 people are shooting at one target, they're likely to go down. And even if that's the Orisa or the Sig shield, and then whoever happens to be unlucky enough to be right behind those shields. Of course, Nathu did fall there, but he's already back with the scene by the time the rest of Underway gets back.
Yeah, shield already going down for Immortal. Doesn't look like too much value is going to be gotten so far. Dynamite does come out from Nathu, but it doesn't get too much. Now it looks like we're going to see a flanking Riptire from Dad. Does get Sean the bomb and the Immortality field, and it looks like kills are just been coming out for MI6. And they don't even have to dedicate Trans, Flux, or Supercharger. They did use Riptire. That's really massive for them. Good flanking Riptire from Dad, using that concussion mine to go behind them from the outside instead of going right over them.
Yeah, and already we're in one fight territory. Dibs getting incredibly staggered there. The rest of the team is going to have to push in 5v6, and losing your Hanzo like that, a huge portion of your damage already gone.
Yeah, they managed to get a touch, but it doesn't look like Artist will make it back. Nathu already takes him out. Now, tanks are still there, but Laser is able to take out Gavin. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to touch, and that will be round 1 going to MI6. Complete dominance coming out from them. MI6 played that nearly perfectly, and there were so many stakes coming out from Underway. Didn't run a super good comp at the beginning, wasn't coordinated. And
worked for them in that case. They played it too slow.
Yeah, we will be seeing a fairly traditional comp for both teams. However, on the side of Underway, they will be swapped. They actually swapped back from Lucio to Mercy. They will be running a Mei Zarya, where on the side of MI6, they'll be running a Diva Doomfist. Now, Dad is very good at this Doomfist, so it's going to be exciting to see what sort of value he tries to get from this. Now, Laser already getting quite a bit of ult charge compared to Nathu. Just doing poke there, but Great Cup's able to take him out with a Fire Strike. Dad goes in, already taking out Sean the Bomb, and it looks like MI6 is going to push this advantage and take first cap. Yeah, the DPS on the side of MI6 are they're just getting more value than those on the side of Underway.
Yeah, see, a big problem here is that Underway is getting right up to the point, and they're almost afraid to push onto it. They're giving up that free control percentage, and they're just taking so much damage so early on. By the time they actually get in there, they're already like halfway down, if not more. That's really not the best position to be in.
Yeah, definitely very exciting for MI6 right now. They're completely dominant as of right now. Dad very close to his ult. Basically no ult charge on the side of Underway. And it looks like the wall will come out, isolating Great Cub. He does try to shatter, but he is taken out before it can go off. Nathu takes out Laser, Dad takes out Jay, and it looks like the kills are going to be going for MI6. Dibs does get Nathu on his way out, and he gets both DPS on his way out, actually. He might be able to turn this, but it looks like Shun's going to be getting those kills, and Dibs is the only one left, and he will go down to Shun, getting that triple kill on the Moira. Very exciting for him, and it looks like we will be seeing MI6 come back, and MI6 should be completely back before we see Underway push in.
Yeah, definitely. Grey Cup getting a little bit overeager there and kind of panic ulted at the very last second, forcing him to lose his shadow. That's going to be a huge change in tempo there, but I'm not sure if it's really going to matter as Dad and Nathan in particular are just poking so much damage early on.
Yeah, Dad gets Sean the bomb fairly easily. Laser's dropping dangerously low. Doesn't look like he's going to be healed up by Artist. However, he's dropped it yet again. Now, they do have 5 ults on the side of Underway. They might be able to do stuff with them. Nano comes out onto Jay, starts moving in. Blizzard's coming out, and the Shatter comes out. That's a massive Shatter. Jay's able to get shunned, but Dad picks up Artist in the back line. Sean the bomb takes out Great Cup, and it looks like we're seeing kills from each side. Meteor Strike coming in for Dad. Doesn't get anything. Tyranitar goes down. And it looks like we're going to be seeing the first fight go to Underway this entire series. It is at 99% though, so MI6 has a great amount of time to recap. But it looks like Dad will be going in one last time, and he does die fairly late.
Finally, Underway gets some percentage on the board here. It's got to help their mentality just a little bit there. Of course, both teams used a lot of ults, but I'd say Underway used a lot more, as Great Cup is already halfway to his next Shatter. Nathan and Tyranitar didn't feel the need to use theirs. Shun building up his Coalescence after using it very early in that fight.
Yeah, definitely very exciting to see this from the team. Looks like we're going to see a double high noon right now. It doesn't get much for either side. Now, on the side of MI6, we do have both supportals. That's able to take out Artist. That's a lot of healing denied. And Nathan's able to take out Zarya and the J-Chops as well in the Reinhardt. There's no tanks there for Underway. Now, the beat does come out, but it doesn't look like too much is going to happen. And it looks like this is just going to be cleanup now for MI6. Absolutely dominant so far. Mortal switching over to the Hammond, going to try to stall as best he can. But it doesn't look like too much is going to happen.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I think... we do have a little bit of a stall coming out here.
Yeah, there is a little bit of stall from Mortal. No. And Jay's able to take out Great Cup, so this could be a start of a turnaround, but it doesn't look like too much is going to happen overall. Dad goes in on the Doomfist. He's able to take out Jay on the Reinhardt fairly quickly. Shun's able to take out his counterpart in Artist, but it doesn't look like too much is going to happen overall. Immortal is able to take out Dad, so that's fairly big for him. However, Nathan takes out his counterpart in Laser, and it looks like they should just be wrapping up for MI6, but the target focus just isn't coming through right now.
Ooh, wait, the Blizzard is coming in, and keep in mind, Underway has not lost control of the point quite yet. This is actually massive for them.
Yeah, kills are still coming out, but the Shatter that could get a ton of value for them. However, the Doomfist on the side of MI6 does survive. High Noon comes out from Blazer, doesn't get too much value at all. Artist decides to use Nano, doesn't get much value. Laser takes out Tyranitar though. Great Cup back on the Hammond, takes out Jay. Laser with 2 kills so far. This fight, Laser with 3 kills. He could bring this back for Underway, and it's already 95% because of that massive stall. It looks like Underway might be able to take this point.
Massive stall. That was the entire percentage. Now, oh my word. That was honestly just sloppy play coming out there from MI6. They felt over-eager, they felt overconfident, and they were using ultimates left and right, but they weren't really getting the value they needed out of it.
Well, looks like we will be seeing a Symmetra on the side of Underway, and a Mei on the side of MI6. Now, there is no Mei on the side of... Oh, there will actually be switching off the Symmetra. But there is no Mei on the side of Underway, so if they maintain point, it's going to be a little bit harder to keep MI6 off it. It looks like MI6 already will be taking point. Getting that advantage using the Mei wall will be definitely one of their highest focuses. Looks like Doom is already on Nathu on that Reaper, but Nathu's able to drop, and it looks like they're going to try to focus him down on that Reaper. Doomfist goes in and is able to take out Shunned. Looks like Jay is frozen though, and Great Cup's able to take him out. Doomfist goes in though, tries to take out Great Cup. Great Cup's forced out of point. He is able to pin down Doomfist, and the bubble wears out just in time for Great Cup to get the kill onto Doomfist, and it looks like kills are just coming for Great Cup. But Laser and Sean are both able to get kills. However, the cap does come through after Nathu takes out Sean, and Dad, it looks like he's going to be taking out Laser, and this first cap will be going to MI6.
What? No, Dad gets taken out really late in that fight, and I don't know how much it'll matter, but you gotta hate dying to those random Moira orbs. Now, I have noticed that Artist has been having a little bit precarious positionings. The last couple rounds, he's been getting caught out rather early, or in that case, he was just kind of like the awkward one out in that fight, where he didn't die and he got out alive, but I think that was mostly because he was playing Moira here.
Yeah, Tibbs will be going in on the Doom. MI6 just steps off point, and it looks like the cap's going to be coming through. Dib's able to take out Nathu, but Dad takes out Artist. Now it looks like the kills will be going the way of Underway, and that's absolutely massive considering the cat that happened to getting in the fight. Dad decides to dedicate Blizzard, but it doesn't look like it's going to freeze anyone other than Jay. Jay is taken out by Tyranitar. That's fairly massive for them. No main tank on the side of Underway, but it doesn't look like too much going to happen. Dips going to try to get Stun into Doomfist. Shunt and Dad both getting picks of their own. Dad goes down to Artist though, and it looks like the kills will be going the way of MI6, but Underway captured the beginning of this fight. Underway's dedicating more ultimates. They're using Artist's Coalescence, and it looks like that's just going to stall, unless they can pull off a massive stall like they did on that last point. But both the Zarya and the Moira are going to fall fairly soon. It looks like the cap will be going towards MI6, but Jay's back, and it looks like they could be doing something here. Shadow does come out from Break, and it doesn't look like too much will happen. It looks like the cap will be going back toward MI6, but 45% from MI6. They never lost a fight, but they're behind in percentage now because they let that cap go through.
MI6 had to use 5 ultimates just to regain the point that they so carelessly gave up there. The only ultimate they didn't use was Death Blossom, and while they are coming back up on the Blizzard and beat eventually, they are nowhere near, like, they stacked their tank ultimates right there. Both their Bongo and their Shadow were basically wasted at that point. I don't think they needed one of them, let alone both at the same time, essentially. And now, Immortal has his grab, tosses it out almost immediately. Yup.
Yeah, Shatter. Nathan comes out, does get one with his Death Blossom, but then afterwards the wall goes down, and with the grab there, MI6 just gets pounded by Underway.
Yeah, sure enough. Dibs actually just recently swapping off to the Fire, already almost to a Barrage, so maybe this is the pick for them, although Nathan does swap over to the Ashe as well to probably counter that a little bit.
Yeah, looks like Gavin also will be moving over to the D.Va, probably to pressure that Far a little bit more. Looks like MI6 will be going up top, probably looking to pressure off Jay right now as he does get walled. He's been getting walled quite a bit. However, Dibs does Barrage. He doesn't get too much value out of it. He does get Gavin's mech though. Blaze is able to take out his counterpart. Nathan Dad does take out Dibs though. Massive pick from him. Gavin goes down after he already lost his mech. Dad goes down as well. Looks like this fight will be going towards Underway, and it's one fight territory now. MI6 could lose this map that was so nearly theirs last point, and it looks like Dad will be switching over to the Echo.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I'm noticing here is that when the fight breaks out, Grey Cub is just like off in Narnia, a little bit too much for comfort. You know, he's not with his team, and so they're losing that crucial shield that otherwise they would have. I mean, of course he does have the Shatter here, but the picks aren't really worth it if the rest of your team dies in the process.
Yeah, Nathu is able to take out Dibs. It's a fairly big pick. It looks like the cap's almost gone away. But it looks like Immortal and Jay are going down. Looks like the cap will be going towards MI6. Now they still do have an opportunity to recap from the side of Underway, and it looks like Dibs will be switching back over to the Doomfist. He's been fairly impactful so far on the Doomfist, getting lots of picks onto the supports of the side of MI6. So it's definitely going to be exciting to see what he decides to do this time, and it looks like it will be one fight territory for both teams. This should be the last fight of the map.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Jay does have his Shatter. That's actually the only ultimate up online. Immortal should be coming up on that grab relatively soon. Nathu will probably have Bob, and Shun will have his Beth Matrix about halfway through the fight. Gavant might have Bomb, but that's the story for later on, as they're now going to be pushing in pretty fast, actually. Looking for the Shatter rather early.
The Immortality Field does come out from Shun, but the Shatter comes out. That's absolutely massive for Jay, and it looks like the kills will be going towards Underway. But Great Cup is able to get one pick, but it doesn't look like too much is going to happen. Dibs gets Gavin right out of the bomb, and that's going to be it. Underway takes map 1.
Wow.
It's fairly often on that control map, but will actually be taken out for Sen right now.
Attackers incoming.
Yep, and we do actually have Dibs here on the Torbjorn. Rather unorthodox pick here, but then again, I have seen crazier work, especially if they can get the turret set up on the card here. Although it looks like they're not going to be bothering with that. It's a little bit of a poke war right now.
Yeah, mostly just poking as of right now. Nathan dropping dangerously low there, is able to recover from it. Ward's taking a lot of poke right now. It looks like the car will be moving. MI6 just kiting back as of now. Now, Underway is still pushing the cart though. Laser does take the high ground as MI6 moves back. Nathan dropping very low, however, he is very close to Ashe compared to his counterparts. Shun is already at square. Nathan is able to take out Dibs. That's very big for them. Nathan now has Bump. That takes out Immortal, so that's going to be absolutely massive. And it looks like this fight will be going the way of MI6.
Yep, this is definitely pretty standard place to defend right here. Of course, Sean, I would like to mention there, built up his bat matrix about twice as fast as Shun. He got it right about the time Shun was like 49, 48%. Of course, Nathu was building up his Bob significantly faster. Actually, quite a few DPS swaps coming out here from the offense. Interesting here that they decided to give up all of their ult charge in that case, especially since the defenders have quite a bit of ultimates specifically from their DPS, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. I'm not sure I like this McCree pick compared to that Ashe pick. I much prefer Ashe, especially on Real, so I think it's a much better pick. And take out Nate, that's absolutely massive. And that takes away Bob, unless Dad can do something massive. Now the swerve does come out from Shun, and that, using that, Great Cup is able to take out Immortal. So this should even the score a little bit and give time for Nathan to get back. Shun does have to use Immortality to be able to stop Poke from Gavin from taking out his team. That's definitely really big. So it looks like Nathan will get back in time. Now the square is coming out from Sean, but it looks like the Flux is going to come out with a few kills. Zen takes out Dad, and Sean the bomb does go down, but it looks like Gavin is still holding down the card, so nothing too bad should happen. Gavin is able to take out Laser, and Great Cup takes out Immortal and Dibs with the help of his Supercharger.
These are not the ultimates I was expecting to see, especially at this SR range, but I guess, hey, it's the first week, we can forgive them for a little bit of uncoordination, I suppose. Do have Jay poked down a little bit here, but he'll probably get out safely enough. Do have quite a few ultimates on the defense still. They're just holding on to that Bob and that duplicate. No real reason to use him at this moment. Sen is really the only one with an ultimate right now, though Jay will build up his Flux in just a brief period.
Yeah, Underway definitely playing that more chaotic style, but that's causing them to have really long fights. This is their third fight, and they're already down to a minute. Great Cup is able to take out Immortal, and Nathan is able to take out Laser with that Bob. So that's definitely a lot of value, considering they only really used one ultimate that fight. So that's really big coming out from MI6, and it looks like we're only gonna have a minute left. There's probably one fight, and maybe a little bit of stall for the side of Underway.
Yeah, however, it is worth noting that Underway hasn't really used any ultimates in these last two fights, really, so they're building up quite a few. Obviously, they have these three, and they're going to have the other three soon enough. I mean, Sean is going to have his right now. Immortal should build his up soon enough. Duped Orisa. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like we will be seeing the duped Orisa just pressure down Underway. Looks like Underway will be taking the high ground for the most part. Definitely very interesting. Now, it is very useful to have the high ground. The Supercharger does come out from Dad. That duplicate is taken out. Dad himself is taken out by Sen.
The offense does need to actually worry about the cart, though, as well. They kind of abandoned it there for a little while.
Yeah, it looks like we will be seeing Trans in it. Well, that Trans doesn't stop Laser from taking out Shunt and Nathan. That's absolutely massive for him.
However, look at the distance that they have to push the cart still. The defense has quite a bit of time to recontest if they really want to, especially considering both tanks are right there. Of course, they get found out, so it's going to be a little bit sloppy now. But
yeah, Gavin
is still there.
Yeah, Gavin does get taken out. However, that takes out Immortal. Flux is forced from the side of Underway. Yeah, kill is going both sides right now. Jay's able to take out Shun, and it looks like this fight will be going the way of Underway. We should keep going.
That got a little bit scrappy there at the very end. It could have very easily gone in MI6's favor if a few picks had not gone their way. But sure enough, they did, and we're going to be seeing a little bit more of Rialto for the time being. Immortals does have his bongos. That's really the only ultimate on line 4 right now, although Nathu and Dad and Gavant are going to have theirs rather soon. So it'll be interesting to see what the offense here wants to do to even up the odds.
Yeah, Underway definitely how clutch they are. Getting that cap there, however, Dad is able to take out Dibs. So it's definitely going to be a big pick coming out for MI6.
Yeah, they're just going to have to back up here, play it a little bit safe, but it's just a Hanzo that they lost, so they don't have to fully back away, although it looks like they are going to be slowly backing away as their shields get melted, and not really taking too much extra damage. However, as I say, that laser gets a little bit terrifyingly low, but ultimately that is going to be charging the support ultimates for Underway quite a bit more. However, the offense... yeah, okay, well, that kind of puts a damper on their plans, doesn't it? They gotta wait about 15 extra seconds for the Zen to respawn and then float over to the rest of the team. So just killing time here, exactly what MI6 wants.
Yeah, definitely would be very exciting to see what they can do here. It's going to be very interesting to see if they try to do anything. Very early coming up, but it is able to get Immortal and Jay, both tanks down. on the side of MI6. Sorry, on the side of Underway. So it's definitely a big play for big play for MI6. Looks like now it will be one fight territory for Underway with only around 40 seconds left to push and stuff. Now they do have quite a few ultimates. And if anything from the past shows up, like Zen's massive picks, we could definitely get something big from them. However, it doesn't look like we're going to get that as Nathu takes out Zen. It looks like the kills are just going to come out for Underway now. And it looks like the hold should happen here. Now, there is still time for a little bit of push. But it's not going to be a fully organized push, as they really only have 15 seconds to touch the cart. And that is not enough to get a fully organized push here.
Yep.
Not really sure who they're going to have touch right now. As no one's approaching the point.
Yeah, they're... Actually, I don't even know if they're going to be able to touch through this crossfire. They're taking a lot of early damage. However, they have a lot of ultimates. And they don't touch.
Yep, they don't touch.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. There was just too much fire coming in from the bridge, too much heat. Not a terrible amount to push, as they did get it past that first turn there, but it eventually waddled its way back.
For Underway to come back from that.
We do see Nathu here on the Widowmaker at first. I'm not sure if he'll swap off of that immediately, go towards the Ashe, but now he actually seems to be poking out a little bit more, possibly looking for some backline picks. Not really finding too much, whipping a few shots, but then again, they're not really paying attention to him, so I mean, hey, shooting gallery.
That's definitely, it's really interesting seeing all this come out. Looks like Dibs will be dropping fairly low here. Looks like he will be getting healed up by his team. A lot of damage coming out from MI6. Nathu drops fairly low with that Discord orb on him. That doesn't look like too much is going to happen. Mortality field forced out on the side of Underway. Gavin dropping fairly low is healed up by Shunt. That's able to take out Immortal. That's absolutely massive for MI6. Looks like not too much is going to happen, but without that shield, a lot of damage is free to go through, and Dad takes out Zen. And just like that, a lot of progress is going to be made. Dibs is able to take out Dad. Laser dangerously low. Same with Dibs and Jay. They're probably going to go down very soon. Laser probably hiding out to avoid taking that last bit of damage. Laser is now healed up. Now, MI6 is getting extremely close to that cap.
Yeah, and if they catch your first point, that's probably about it. Yeah, sure enough, there with music. Contest there. You know, Immortal just isn't looking too comfortable on the Orisa here. Now the artist is subbed out. Sen's doing a lot better job surviving, but Immortal seems a lot less comfortable on the Orisa, usually being the first one to die, usually by Dad to that Echo. Of course, being a bit of a tank buster there as I talk about that. Caster's Curse, he gets domed by Laser.
He does get domed by Nate, but Nathu gets that pick. And it doesn't look. I don't even think anyone can contest here. I think that's just gonna be. That's gonna be map 2 going to MI6.
Yeah, like I said, once they capped first point, that was probably going to be about one team fight left. I have a pretty tough time dealing with Dad's Pharah here, and that's kind of why you want to play the Pharah, as you kind of have to take very specific angles and very specific heroes to deal with this Pharah, because the giant archway here, the choke point itself, kind of works in the Pharah's favor here, especially on defense, although it can work on offense as well.
Yeah, definitely would be very interesting. It looks like MI6 will be on point as of now. Dad takes out Jay right away on the Reinhardt. That's definitely a big play for him on that Pharah.
Yeah, you see, that's part of the problem here. Aether is putting in hot shots a little bit to poke down the Pharah a little bit, but if Tyranitar is on Dad, you know, that Mercy pocket is just going to be too much for a lone McCready. Okay, they're breathing heavily.
Oh, I apologize.
It's fine. Making sure you're alive. But anyways, we do have not really too many ultimates coming up online, aside from Tyranitar getting a little bit of healing there from Laser's pot shots, and Dad already at that barrage. Once again, the Pharah pick is just so massive here. Oh!
Yeah. Dad gets 2 with his barrage. Is it taken out by Laser, but Gavin gets another kill, and looks like the kills will be going the way of MI6. Dibs trying to get a little bit with that Tracer. Does manage to get out before without dying, though, so it looks like this fight did go to MI6, but it does look like Underway will be planning to take back the fight.
Yeah, actually.
Running that Tracer with the Brawl.
Well, it depends on how fast they move, because Tyranitar also died trying to soak up some of that damage for Dad, but they both took a little bit too much, so Underway just doing exactly what they need to right now. Jumping in before the Pharah can get back, but Jay falling early is not a good sign.
Yeah, Jay does fall early, as well as Dibs. But Laser's able to take out Tyranitar on his return, so that definitely could be...
both supports are down.
That's both supports down for MI6. And it looks like the kills will be coming out for Underway now.
Okay, it's just dead now, and he's already half health, and sure enough, yeah, he will get lasered down. Not by laser, but by Artist, rather. And that was a beautiful take. A little bit of recontest here from Tyranitar, but honestly, you're just feeding them ultimates at this point. Yeah, that's probably not what you wanted to do. Not exactly the easiest point to recontest here. So that was beautiful testament to Underway just looking more comfortable on this Brawl. And, you know, fundamentally, Brawl will counter that bunker as long as you play it correctly.
Definitely gonna be interesting to see how MI6 is able to play this on point B. Definitely a lot more space to play. Looks like Underway will be taking the point right away. We're gonna see the high noon from Laser. Taken out by Dead before getting it off, but Nafty does go down. Ibs is able to take out Great Cub and Shun's Immortality Field, but Shun's able to take out Jay. Now the respawn's coming back from MI6 should be able to get them this win. Flux is coming out from Gavin. Yeah, he almost dies in his Flux, but he does get it down, but he does die. Shun is very low right now, but he's still not being focused down. Okay, he drops now, and it looks like the contest will start to tick up, but the kills are coming back for MI6 as the respawns come. Dib's still pressuring, but it looks like he's going to be taken out fairly soon by Tyranitar.
They needed to get out earlier there. They kind of wasted too much time with, you know, a 3v6 at that point. But honestly, that was a good attempt. They really only used the high noon there, so they're going to have basically 5 ultimates coming into this, especially Immortal. Good composure there, not throwing out the Graviton when he was about to die. He was really the only one on point besides Dibs. Blinking around. Dibs doing a ton of work there. Actually already has yet another full spawn.
Yeah, Dibs definitely doing a lot of work on that trace. We're going to see quite a few ults coming out from Underway. All 5 of them, when we're really only going to see Bob and probably Transcendence coming out from Tyranitar. Nasus already takes out Dibs though, so that's a big hit coming out from them, especially with all the work Dibs has been doing.
However, it is just a Tracer that they lost, so it's really not the worst thing in the world. Just, you know, they should be back in few seconds really, and they're gonna have 5 ultimates. Laser slowly building up to his high noon, however a little bit slower with the double shield trying to burst into. Possibly let the swap off with the McCree depending on what value you can get here, or if they take it this fight, you know, who knows.
Yeah, still only those 2 ults for MI6, but we still 5 ults on the side of Underway. Looks like they'll start moving in. Jay getting focused down, doesn't get the beat and is taken down by Dad. Bob and Transcendence coming out for MI6. And it looks like Bob will be doing the work, and this should be the entire fight. And that was really bad because we saw both support ults come out for Underway. So that is not good for them. However, they do still have 4 ults. And it looks like we will be going to a pause. Now the ult advantage is still in the way of Underway, but as we saw last fight, they definitely can blow that advantage.
Laser might die here. Oh, that he got to 1 health before he got healed up. Gavant, though, that's honestly what I'm looking at here in terms of ultimates, because Underway has nothing to deal with this Flux, so they're just going to have to not get caught by it, which is really tough to do. Of course, he's now looking for the Flux. He knows they're all going low ground, and that's going to be basically funneling them into his Flux. Sure enough, they're coming up the stairway, not opting to use the Flux quite yet. Okay, here we go. It does come...
Picks up 4 people, and it looks like it's going to be taking out the Zarya, and this fight should be going the way of MI6. However, they use all 3 ultimates that they had that fight, with 0 ults coming out from Underway. So ultimate advantage definitely in Underway's favor yet again. However, as we've seen, that doesn't always mean that they're going to come out on top.
Yeah, it depends on what ultimates. However, this time around, MI6 is really only going to have that Bongo and the Bob mid-fight, whereas Underway is going to have things to deal with that. You know, they can just push past the Bongo, they can break the Bongo, and they're going to have basically everything inside. Probably the Artist is going to build up at That's crazy fast. Actually, very smart of Underway to use a dry fight there. You know, so MI6 is going to be in a pretty tough spot here, but Underway is going to have to start moving, and they're going to have to be carefully here.
Infrastructure is coming out. Grabs try to get Gavin. Tyranitar gets... it looks like the kills will be going to the way of MI6, so it looks like this will be MI6. Most likely holding here unless something crazy comes out for Underway.
Yeah, I mean, you do have Dibs on the Tracer, and Artist on Moira is still near the points they could touch if they really wanted to. Sure enough, the stall picks are coming out. But still, the defense doesn't really have any ultimates. Tyranitar might have his chance mid-fight. Artist does have Coalescence, so they can engage with that. But that's really it. I mean, Sean's probably not going to have beat by the time they either cap or lose this second point here. They are posturing to jump in, but not quite yet. Okay, now here comes the dive. Jay running around on the ball. They do touch. They do have overtime at the very least. Coalescence being plopped out, but they're not really doing much with it.
Yeah, Nathan does drop 2J though. Transcendence comes out from Tyranitar, and it looks like Dibs drops dangerously low, but it does look like he will escape and get healing from his team. Jay, going after Tyranitar, is able to collapse on it with Immortal. Dad decides to dupe to Winston. And Galvin getting very, very close to his Flux. He might be able to use that to collapse on the team. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to use it before he dies, though. And yep, and he dies right before he gets it. However, the stall definitely still going to be coming out from MI6.
They get a tick! That's huge.
Yeah, Underway getting a tick is absolutely massive. They almost C9 it there. Tyranitar is there to cap. And it looks like they're,
kills are coming in.
Kills are
Laser is moseying on back about as fast as McCreary possibly can, but he does have high noon, so if they can survive long enough, they might actually be able to. Dibs absolutely putting on a show here with the Doomfist. Actually takes out Gavant, however, Fury Cub is stalling with the ball. Just a lot of stall here. But they can't run down the clock anymore.
It's definitely possible for them to make it. It's really only Nathan back, but
Dibs finally dies. That's huge. However, Shung and Gafant are back on the point, stalling out, and they finally take it. Whew.
Underway is able to take that. That's absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, that's honestly about as good as you could possibly hope for, given the context of the fights leading up to that. I mean, that was absolutely massive.
How the far works with the brawl composition, as MI6 ran it with a much more double shield-oriented comp, so it's going to be exciting to see how Dibs is able to play this.
Yeah, definitely. Already, Sean taking a good amount of damage there, probably from Major poking in, so they are going to have to back up a little bit. It looks like they're already scared of the Ash, which is pretty much Nathan doing his job immediately.
Yeah, definitely exciting to see. That's able to take out Immortal really quickly. That's absolutely massive hit.
That's not a good way to start the defense. Do you have the res coming in, however? That great Cup falling there is not a good sign for the offense. As the defense immediately regains its composure there.
Looks like the offense is going to be backing out as the defense stabilizes. It looks like we will be having Great Cup come back fairly soon.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that was the reason Great Cup fell is a big reason as to what I pointed out earlier before they even left spawn, is that the Zen Moira is not a lot of healing when you take it into consideration. I mean, obviously, the Moira has a good amount of burst AoE heals, but I mean, once you've run out of resources, you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well,
but it looks like they will be coming in with that coalescence from Shun, and it looks like 4-8 probably will be going towards MI6.
Yep. Pretty much just Dibs there trying to do his best, possibly looking for a barrage there, but he got taken out too early. Although it's probably best that he still has the barrage. So, you know, as much as the lack of heals hurt them in their first push, I think the early coalescence, you know, a minute and a half into the round actually helps them in the long run. And they do have quite a few ultimates. They really only needed that coalescence, I believe.
Okay, looks like no swaps coming out from either team. Really, Dibs still staying on that far. A little bit questionable. He does have ultimate, but I'm not really sure that's going to be worth it for him. Besides the take out great cover. Does but big bubble, so he doesn't even die. It's a very good pick from him. However, Dad does take him out shortly thereafter. Dad comes in, takes out, and they res him. Doesn't look like too much value is going to be gone from anything that.
That's expressive. Yep, just bullying them as they retreat. Dibs kind of hiding in the cherry blossoms there. I mean, why not, you know? Although he is taking a lot of damage from Nathan there, and he might die. Yep, and they'd be fools to try and res that one, so Sean just kind of has to back out there. And actually, the offense has quite a few ultimates here, so they could possibly snowball this. Sure enough.
Okay.
Oh, the Hindu doesn't find anything. That might be crucial. Interesting.
Okay, will be coming out from Nathu. Trans also coming out from Tyranitar. They're fully committing to this fight. Looks like they're already going to get a tick. That's pretty big. Now May is behind. Is taken out by Dad. It looks like MI6 will be taking progress here. Already 2 ticks.
Holy shit.
Looks like they should be capping here as Artist goes down. I don't think Jay can touch, and he isn't able to. MI6 caps with 4 minutes left, and that they should have a good opportunity to take this map.
You know, it's pretty rare that you see the time go up after possibly Artis popping off and you know, having the sniping round of his life on Ana here, but a lot of potential here for both teams. Look like Dad is going to be sticking with this Genji, possibly looking for a flashy Nano Blade play.
Yeah, definitely going to be very odd. Torrenter is on the brig here. They're probably looking to pack that Genji, get him value. Jay is bio, so that definitely could lead to his demise.
Oh,
doesn't look like he's going to get out. Wall does end up to the lead to the death of Gavant. Gibbs drops dangerously low, but it doesn't look like he's going to make it out unless he dies very quickly to this dynamite. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Sean is able to take out Dad, so that's a massive kill for Underway.
Dad was looking for a pick there to even up the fight, but he just kind of fed it in the meantime. Of course, they still have 3.5 minutes. Tyrants are back over to this Zen. I mean, I get the idea of having a lot of utility outside of your ultimates here for the double flex support, but it does bring up the question, can they sustain through a Reaper and a Mei? You know, that's going to be a lot of damage that the Pharah didn't necessarily bring, you know, burst damage as opposed to just sustained damage with the Reaper. However, Laser getting incredibly low, as well as Jay. Although they do have Nano here, whereas Shund is still lacking behind a little bit in that regard.
Yeah,
wasted Nano
big bio comes out from Shund. It doesn't look like Gavant's going to try to pressure people down. Nano comes out from Underway.
They do have the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade comes out. Dad already takes out Sean. Doesn't get too much value outside of that. He is able to take out Immortal and Jay though. So and Tyrannosaur takes out Gibbs in the meantime. So it doesn't look like this fight will be going towards MI6, and that should be the map unless something absolutely massive can come out.
Yep.
Cancelled out of Blizzard, and it looks like that's going to be the map unless anyone can come to stall, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. That's the map for
For the first time this series, MI6 is actually in the lead.
Odd pick to go with this very well-oriented combination.
Yep, we do have the potential for a Nano Blade here. Sen showing up on the Ana. Looking at his profile, he seems to be playing a lot of Ana lately, but you know, it's kind of hard to play Ana when a Torbjorn just kind of builds. Yeah. So in the meantime, they're gonna have to be waiting since the Ana is kind of important for their heals.
Definitely providing a lot of healing for Underway. As long as MI6 plays this well and rotates around the tower when they need to, definitely have a good opportunity to close the map out here.
Yep, and it looks like everyone is back, so I'm not sure why they're just standing there. Okay, they are running in now. The bubble and the shield almost immediately popped. They're taking a little bit of damage, but they get out. Not worse for wear. A little bit of a rotation here towards the turret, just kind of sticking around the statue. Making sure they don't flank.
Not getting too much value. Gibbs is able to take out the turret from Dad. It looks like they're very split. Doesn't take out Nate, though.
Yeah, this first point is definitely more beholden to a good brawl comp. It's a lot harder to hold as double shield. I think we're seeing that right now, as they didn't even need the ultimates. They just kind of took that vanilla on essentially the first push. I mean, I don't really think you can count Sen being picked off there early as a real push. Sure enough, 5 minutes and some change to cap second, and that's definitely going to help, because second point is definitely a lot better for that double shield.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's the hardest point in Eichenwald on the attack to push.
I have your back.
Yeah, well, they do need to push the card. Okay, they do actually have Sean on the card, so at the very least they have a cart spot for the time being. They are getting somewhat close to that Nano Blade. Dibs has a little bit ways to go. Getting caught out there by Nathan to drop down.
Definitely be exciting to see how MI6 tries to recover from this really odd positioning there, playing really into the brawl sightline. So it looks like Underway will be aggressing just behind the cart. Dibs probably is looking to get a little bit more ult charge, pull off the Dragon's Nano Blade here fairly soon.
Oh no!
Seeing Gavant's Flux and forces out the P.
Quite a few ultimates coming in here from the defense, but not finding very much value. And here comes the Dragon Blade. Oh, okay.
Takes out both Dad and Nace too. It looks like that's gonna.
I don't think those few picks from the defense are really going to matter here, as Tyranitar is just going to get staggered out by Immortal. Yeah, they're definitely going to have the opportunity to defend one last push here, especially since it's really just the tanks, it looks like. Yeah, actually, it was just the tanks, so they're definitely going to be able to defend here, but it's a good amount of distance there. I'm not sure if you really wanted the Bongo there. It was just 2 people on point. I mean, sure, a few more staggering in, but that felt like a waste to me.
Yeah, they definitely could have saved that for a future fight. However, they do have Bob Bob Transcendence and Square to fight this next fight with Immortal with Underway really only having Grav and High Noon.
Yep, Gavant hopefully has ult-tracked that Immortal should have grabbed by this point, and hopefully will be looking to eat it, if at all possible. It is such a difficult thing to do, but it's so impressive if you can do it in a fight like this. It's going to be very difficult to deal with the grab, especially when Sen has the anti-need to deal with any Transcendence Tyranitar might have, but if the Sen goes down early, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Grab comes out, but kills are going both ways. I'm not really sure which way this is going. Does look like it's eventually going to go toward MI6.
Yep. The Bob there just kind of carried Robert doing his good work. However, because Tyranitar died so early in that fight, he will have Transcendence once again. Laser does have the High Noon, and that's really all we're going to see here from the offense for the time being. And the defense is going to have quite a few ultimates coming up soon enough. Dad eventually going to build up his duplicate. Gavant's going to have the Flux eventually. Going to take a little while to get there. It's getting rather low there. Deciding to take the high ground, possibly listen to posture for a High Noon. I called it. Oh, he couldn't run. Nade through. Unfortunate, but they do stuff with the cart, so he will have time to do that and actually help out. Still, Gavant does have that Flux, and Sean does not have the beats. That is crucial. Yep. Oh, the Great Cup falling.
Yeah, several kills coming out for Underway. Gavant does take out Sean the Bomb, but it does look like this cap should be coming out for Underway right about now.
Yep. Bit of a wasted blade there, Dids, but you know, I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night. I guess they do have a few ultimates coming up online. They do have that beat, and they do have that shatter as well. Oh, beautiful stagger. So they do once again getting picked off either late or really early in these fights. Dad does have the duplicate, however. Tyranitar does swap for the break though, so this is looking like a completely different composition coming in for the defense.
Yeah, it looks like Dad will be taking out Div. Worm dropping dangerously low right now. He is able to get healed up. Sven also dropping, but is healed up by Sean.
Dad getting incredibly low, barely manages to get out with his life. However, it looks like the defense and the offense are a little bit even here on ultimates. In terms of advantage, in terms of what they have, it's not even still. Depends on how they can get value out of these, in all honesty. Sean probably wants to save that beat for another Flux. That's probably the best way to deal with it. Okay, double stacking DPS ultimates as well as the support of Reels immediately coming out for the defense. Not sure if they really wanted that, but I mean, they're gonna have to find a way to get value out of that then.
Yeah, Dad echoing the on-up. I'm guessing
He nanoed the Moira. I'm not sure exactly what the point of that was, but you know, I guess they're killing time at this point, whereas the offense has a lot of ultimates coming online. I actually did swap off of the, what was he? He was Genji, right. So now he's onto the Hanzo already halfway to a dragon, so that's pretty good. Early Bongo there. Beat coming in as well.
Shadow goes as well. Doesn't get too much, really only gets an 18 with that combo. But it looks like the kills will be going towards Underway right now.
Okay, Laser. He just stunned the entire team with a flashbang there. However, they are going to have that Flux, and they did double stack support ultimates, so they're not going to have anything to really deal with this rabbinic Flux from Gavant, but they're going to have to touch in the meantime. I don't know if they're going to be able to. They don't! Oh no, they got held at the door. I don't know if that was quite a C9 as much as just a good positioning from Underway there. They just bullied them back into spawn with a good minute remaining. Possibly looking for an early pick as Dibs was peeking with the May, so he might be swapping their Dad on the Junkrat. Possibly some burst damage there, especially since they're running Brawl on the defense, so really only one shield to burst through.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to see this come out. Looks like we'll be seeing a Brawl from Underway. Looks like the double shield from MI6 will be coming out. Going to be looking very... now, Nate does take out Laser. That's absolutely massive for MI6. We'll see if they're able to push here.
They are taking their time pushing in, however they do have time, as Laser's going to take a while to get back, and especially finding pick onto Immortal, that's going to slow everything up just a little bit more. Laser actually swapping over to the Ash of his own, so I'm coming back with a little bit of a surprise for the offense here. However, Underway still just leading members here. Dad does fall, but I'm not sure how much it's going to matter. Yeah, no. This is just about as fast of a take as you could possibly hope for, as they take it with about 20 seconds faster than the attack. So not really any different from Underway's attack.
Yeah. Still a very good attack, so they definitely could keep this pushing.
However, it is worth noting that Underway had quite a few more ultimates when they did cap on their offense, whereas this time around they really only have that Bat Matrix. So they will have to make it work. Oh, but Dad falling so early, trying to go on the flank there. That's, oh, okay, yep, this is the time for the defense to collapse in on them. They are going a little bit slow. But then again, they don't need to necessarily find kills as much as just stagger out the cart. They're doing that beautifully here.
Yeah, definitely a really good job from Underway, halting them right here. It's definitely a fairly hard position to get out of.
Yeah, and they still really only have that Bat Matrix, whereas the defense has coming up on 3 ultimates. Laser's probably going to have his bomb soon enough. Sean's lagging a little bit behind on the beat. A little bit slower than Gavant building up his Flux, not necessarily what you want to be doing. Oh, quite a few ults coming out here. Did that tire actually go off, or was it... I think it might have been cancelled.
Yeah, it looks like it was cancelled. The tire wasn't taken out. But a Tyranitar is able to get dibs, but it's not going to do much when the rest of the kills are going the way of Underway.
Yeah, especially with the positioning that they're taking right now. Tyranitar can literally just come out of spawn, take a quick left, come through castle, and he's already back, you know. So that's really not the biggest pick there. Plus, still want to get more ultimates. Sean actually coming up on his beat, so Gavant has a very short period of time where he can use the Flux here and get value out of it. And Sean sure enough has his beat right about now.
Yeah, now. Looks like the kills will be coming forward.
He whipped it. They did eventually get the kills there, but Gavant didn't get anyone in his Flux. I'm not sure if the people he tried to Flux there got killed before they got lifted or what, but a little bit of a waste there. Betting he wishes he could have that back, as they really only have Bob at this point, and not even remotely close to anything else. Whereas the defense has quite a few ultimates. This is still a really good place to hold this bridge.
Yeah, definitely still a good place to hold. Underway most likely going to be coming back soon. However, this bridge is fairly good for double shield, except at the very end of it, which is fairly good for brawl. Looks like they're going to be coming in. Bob goes out very quickly.
Oh!
The Vito comes out from the side of Underway. Doesn't get too much, and he's even taken out. This fight does look like it's going to be going the way of MI6. 2 kills come out for Underway, but it doesn't look like it's going to do too much as the light goes down.
Oh wait, but the blizzard coming against does fall, but there are going to be stunned up here.
Yeah, and the respawns will be coming back now. Underway might be able to hold this with the respawns, and it looks like they're going to hold it, at least for now.
Shun is going to have his window soon enough, but he does need to survive this. But at the same time, the defense has so many more ultimates in Gasper. Doesn't quite survive. Dibs coming back on that Tracer. He did do work on it before. Tyranitar trying to flank around back. I guess he decided to give up on that. He might actually pay with it with his life, and he does. Dibs gets melted there. I think that was meant for Laser, but you know, it works.
Definitely a very interesting comp from them. It's going to be very interesting to see how this Tracer works out for Dibs. He was previously on, I think it was on Junkrat.
Dibs was on May previously.
Ah, he was on May, okay.
However, you do see Gavant here on the D-Bug. Actually interesting that they decided this was more pertinent to the composition, as it doesn't really seem to be working much better. However, they do have copied Reinhardt, so he's going to have Shadow rather soon, although he might be melted out of it before he gets his... Yeah. I mean, he has Shadow now, but he's not going to get it. Yeah. It just whips it, and... He does get out with his life, but I mean, like, look at the defense ultimates right now. They almost have 6 ultimates. They just haven't had to use it. And the offense is just using their ultimates willy-nilly, staggering them. And normally that can work, but it's not working here. You know, they're not finding the value because the defense isn't being pressured to use ults of their own. So they're just not winning the ult economy. Oh, that is a good start, but they need to start capitalizing off of it. You know, they're poking, but they're not pushing in.
Yeah, they need to go quickly, especially with that quicker respawn for the defense, where the card is right now.
Yeah, and we do get a lot of poke damage coming in, specifically from Sen. Do have a nice shatter coming in finally too. All the ultimates.
Grab comes in, pulse bomb really only gets you deployable.
Bob gets 3 kills there. Pulse bomb does take out 2 structures, but that's probably going to be second point. A little bit of time, but not as much time as you probably would like here for third point, as it is going to be rather difficult. The amount of ultimates that the defense still has, and the offense has nothing yet. Again, Dad's coming close to his duplicate, but he's also 1 currently, so he can't build up to it. Gonna be rather awkward here for the offense. They do have time, but unless they can take it in like 1 or 2 fights, they're not gonna get better time. Oh no, this is already not looking good for the offense here.
Yeah, definitely very odd. Dad's already being taken out by himself. Shun's taken out as well. It looks like Raid Cup's gonna go down. He is able to get out with shield. Devant going dangerously low. It looks like
Dib's harassing the D.Va. He wants this D-Mech so bad. He gets it! Oh, beautiful. But he pays for it with his life, but then again, if you're Dibs, that's a perfect trade, because now you're wasting time, and you're gonna get back so fast. Your Tracer on defense on third point. And they have so many ultimates still. The offense really only has Duplicate coming up shortly, and the Bat Matrix, which I guess they can get value out of, depending on how they play this. But they have Bob, they have Shatter. They're going to have Pulse Bomb yet again. Another Reinhardt pick here, possibly getting some better Shatters here than the one we had last time.
Yeah, definitely very interesting to see how these teams decide to play. Looks like the Shatter will be coming out from the Echo. He is blocked by Jay.
He does find Sean, but that's about it. Bob coming out, Dibs looking for a Pulse Bomb in the backline, still harassing Devant.
Yeah, Tyranitar and Dad both able to get killed. Pick from a stick from Dibs onto Tyranitar. Both supports are down on the side of MI6. Bomb comes out, is able to take out Sean. However, Jay takes out Dad and Dibs takes out Great Cup. That's absolutely massive for them. Devant trying to pressure point, but it doesn't look like he's going to get very much value out of that.
There were so many interesting things about that bomb, particularly Gavant faced it down, it hit the top of the stairs, decided it didn't want to move, so it just kind of stood there, but it actually managed to get Sean. Oh, interesting grab there. I like the idea, but the execution wasn't quite there. However, another nano onto the Reinhardt there is probably going to close out this round. Dad does find Sen, but Shun is a more valuable target in this point in time as both supports are down for the offense. There's no way they can do this unless someone has a hero play, but no one has ultimates to deal with this. Tyranitar swaps to the Moira, but it's not going to matter. I don't think he can get back in time.
And it looks like we will be going to a map 5 between these two teams.
Actually, wait. No, this is swapped from what it was in Nepal, because when they played Double Shield on Nepal, Jay was the Sigma and Immortal was the Orisa. So this might actually be an entirely different game here. Because I remember even pointing out that Immortal didn't look comfortable on the Orisa, so maybe they're trying this out to see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, Nathu. Should be able to get that res off, however, and of course the other team does not have a Mercy, so they are now going 6v5, MI6 at a disadvantage here. However, Dib...
Nathu takes out Dibs again!
Okay, maybe just not play fair anymore. It's not gonna work. But it does look like Underway is taking a more dominant stance on the point here. However, Immortal gets chunked down and they might have to get those points on MI6. Nathu just having a ball right now. He's putting in so much damage, he almost has Bob already.
Yeah, Laser does get out.
Whoa, but Laser...
Fight, though.
Where is Laser even?
Laser activating.
Laser just... he gets... No! Oh, but Green Cup is incredibly low. I don't know if they can contest. Nope. Sure enough, Dibs pokes him off, and yeah, it's gonna be immediate. That's if you're underway, that's not anything to be ashamed of. Like that is such a small percentage for MI6. Okay, Dibs is having his heater, but that is such a small percentage capture for MI6. They can't really be proud of that for the time being. And immediately some swaps coming off. As Dibs swaps over to Hanzo, Dad now on the Echo as opposed to Junkrat. Okay, well, for once Nathan is the first one to be picked off early wall. Oh no. Oh, Dad could not escape. He apparently went to the Prometheus school of running away from things, if anyone gets that reference. You are awesome. But anyways, looking pretty strong for Underway right here. As I say that, Caster Curse Dibs gets poked off, although he was pushed up a little bit too far there. Where's the ball?
Yeah, okay, it looks like the square will be coming out from Shun. Shun dropping dangerous below, has to trust the Immortality Field, but it looks like the kills will be coming out for MI6.
Yeah. However, that's not really that bad of a hold if you're Underway, in all honesty, getting to 50% before giving up. I mean, by the time, if you come back and recap rather quickly, you're going to probably have more percentage still. Interesting to see Sen still on the Mercy here. Probably decided he was so close to Valk, might as well keep it for the time being. However, he might want to swap off to like an Ana or a Zenyatta after he does use the Valk, because you're not going to find too much value here, aside from the res, I guess. But aside from the first fight or so, he hasn't really been finding too much value off of that. Double bongo
coming out from both Oasis here. Definitely very exciting to see that. Looks like we're using Dibs as Hanzo. Dragon Strike doesn't get too much, but Break Cup does get Dibs. Basically 10-2. Definitely massive coming out for MI6.
I don't play the Sen for using the Valk there, especially if he's going to swap, which, in my opinion, he really should. Yeah, sure enough. Okay, that's a much better swap there. However, MI6 has such better ult economy for the time being, as Underway has been doing quite a lot of swaps. Dibs back onto the Tracer, and honestly, I kind of like that swap, because MI6 has not had a good time countering his Tracer. He's just been running around doing whatever he feels like doing. So, in all honesty, Shund and Tyranitar should probably be shaking in the boots right about now, because they have not been safe whenever he's on this character. I'm gonna say that he almost gets taken out by Tyranitar's volley, but not quite taken out, and he does do quite a bit of damage. However, it looks like Underway gonna be taking quite a lot of damage. And someone needs to touch point. They're already in last fight territory, and it's really just Dibs at this point. He's gonna have a tough time dealing with this. Sure enough, he will get taken out by Great Cub's volley, and yeah, that's probably going to be the round.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be about it. That's going to be the round for MI6. Going to be taking this first round. Only one more round to go for the match win.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if they had just swapped off a little bit faster, they're Underway. You know, they stuck onto that Pharah for the first. Actually, on the Tracer now. Interesting. Okay, this isn't even Brawl anymore. This is Dive. Super Monkey Ball, no less.
So we will be seeing Super Monkey Ball come out from the side of Underway while still running double shield for MI6.
Unfortunately, MI6 of course is running bunker, so it's going to be rather difficult to dishevel this bunker. But if they can, it is going to be rather impressive to say the least. A lot of poke damage coming in here from the sides, but unsurprisingly the dive is taking a lot more damage here. Yeah. They might get first cap, but I'm not sure how long they're going to hold it, especially when the Junkrat decides to just blow everyone up. Yeah, you're already down, what, 3, 4, 5? So, yeah, if I were Underway, I'd immediately swap the Bastion. Okay, I was going to say there's no way. There is no way they were going to stick onto a Bastion when they haven't even captured point. But, okay, they're sticking on this. This, doesn't bode well for me personally, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, that's an odd choice right now into bunker.
Yeah, it's so hard to dive in a bunker unless you're running Cyber Dive, and even that takes a few fights to actually build up momentum. Of course, you do have quite a few ultimates coming out here for MI6. You have Shun basically to his window. You have A2 coming up on his Bob rather soon. Nice anti, but I'm not sure how much they can capitalize on the immortality. Okay, well, never mind. What do I know?
Yeah, it looks like kills will be going the way of Underway as they clean up. Jay gets that, and looks like the fight will be going towards Underway. Capping yet again. Now, MI6 does have a slight advantage in percentage, but overall it's not too much, around 42 to 12.
No, but unless they like get a complete 6K with like a tire or something like that, they're probably not going to recap it until they're a lot closer in percentage. However, the dive does have a lot more ultimates coming up online, and a lot more valuable ultimates. I mean, they have the Nanoblade. That by itself, they don't really have anything to deal with it. I mean, they have a lot of tanky characters, but Nanoblade doesn't really care.
Okay. Nanoblade coming out, goes in,
well, immediately.
Gets the Vaunt too. It looks like that's the fight. Bob does come out from Nathu though.
I'm not sure about that Bob in all honesty. You're already losing the fight, and the Bob wasn't going to be the turner of that tide. He does. Actually managed to get up with his life. I'm actually shocked he had both tanks of the dive on him, but I guess whatever works. Now, actually, the bunker has quite a lot of ultimates. However, that's not a good way to set up for using those ults. So, they're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, and as they wait, they're probably going to be in one-fight territory if they lose this next fight. That doesn't bode well. I'm actually shocked the Super Monkey Ball is working as well as it is. Immortal is getting bullied, and he might fall knocked out. Okay, early rally. Early bongo, but they need to push in. Early lot of ults. He whiffs the Flux! No. That's terrible.
That's awful. And Grey Cubs booped off the map by Immortal on the ball.
The tire... Oh. This is all falling apart for MI6. I'm not sure about that Bob, but at the same time, it works. Nano Monkey. Oh no, this is looking terrible. They're past one-fight territory now. Now Grey Cub does take out Immortal. Dueling ball, but even if they cap point here, they need to hold it for the rest of the game. And I'm not sure if they can, as Jay's just doing work on this instant.
Yeah. Few kills coming out, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Genji versus Echo here, but it looks like the Echo is going to lose. Yeah, sure enough. Immortal comes off and does not respect the 1v1. And we do have staggers coming from both sides, but either way just has the man advantage. Another Bob. This Bob I like a lot more, especially pressuring out the supports. However, sleeping the Bob is a good way to deal with him. Kills actually coming in for MI6, but keep in mind they're just fighting to stay alive. They're not fighting for the win play yet, so that's not exactly the best position to be in. Gibbs does have the Dragon Blade. I doubt he'd use it right now. Yeah, sure. Gonna back off.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting fight there. Dragging on. MI6 definitely still in a position where they can win this. Still a fairly decent comp here. Dad already ting out Dibs. Yeah, still a fairly decent comp here. Hammond and Diva dive with the Ash Echo isn't too bad. It's fairly decent comp. You probably wouldn't want a Moira, but it still makes sense for the stall.
Now, interestingly enough, Sen does not have Nano Boost here, so they're not going to have the Nano Blade, but they do have Primal Rage and Blade, so if they can force some people into a corner, Dibs can just hack and slash away, and that'll be about the end of it. Also, Immortal's coming up on his mind as well, so possibly some zoning there as well. Have to wait and see how they play this out. Looks like they want to use the Blade, but not quite trigger happy quite yet. As I say that, getting immediately melted, but the kills are coming in.
But the kills are the kills will be going for Underway. It looks like it's fairly even right now. 2 kills each. However, Tyranitar did go down. That's the primary source of healing for MI6. Looks like we're going to be seeing Minefields come out for MI6. Shunt's able to take out Zen. That's really good for MI6. Dad echoes the Lucio. Probably going to be able to get beat fairly soon.
No, Underway has their minds down.
Yeah. Okay, Dad getting fairly close to beat, but he doesn't get it before he gets taken out. Nathan takes out Immortal, but Laser's able to take out Nathan. Gavin takes out Sean.
Laser's so close to this Bob, he needs to survive this. But I'm not sure if he can.
He doesn't, and that's the match going to MI6.
That was scrappy, to say the least.